Yo, I'm all over the place. Still living for now. It's just a prank. It's just a prank. It's just a
Oh,
prank. Do you have more questions that you want to go over, or how far into the questions are we?
um, there's one left, and it's about playing neutral specifically against sword characters. Because I
Okay.
feel like I just get boxed out and I have like no idea what to do.
So against sword characters, I can say this very quickly and easy, I guess. Sword characters, the way that they're designed is that if they swing, the swing might happen quickly, but when they swing, they're open for a pretty long time. As far as if they happen to miss a forward tilt or an up tilt, they're pretty much wide open. As far as down tilt, I'll say for like Marth, Lucina, Roy, stuff like that, their down tilt is quite fast and it's quite safe. But as far as being able to punish it by running up, all you have to do is come over the top and now make them decide, are they going to run up and down tilt you and get punished super hard with like a landing down air, or are they going to go in for a forward tilt and potentially get whiff punished by hitting your shield and going for like a fair at a shield, right? I can also say with regards to sword characters, you have to play very, very slowly against them. You're not going to get tons of opportunities to get in because if it's a good player playing with a sword character, they are going to swing when it actually makes sense. They're not going to just go crazy because they feel like it. So as far as, at least for me, I've never had a problem with sword characters because I feel like you have to play very, very slowly. And I already do play quite slowly. Right? Like my natural play style is bait and punish or defense. I don't really like to run at people and just go crazy because I just know it doesn't work, right? It's the same thing for me with like even like back when I played football. I don't just run at my defender and try and run through them. It's like, okay, that might have worked, but if they just wrap their arms around me and we both go down, even though I ran them over and it was hype, I still got taken down. So that was the wrong thing to do. Versus if you go around someone and you're fast, you can just score, right? Or get much more yardage out of that. So with regards to sword characters, you have to be bobbing and weaving in and out of their space as much as you possibly can. If they happen to make a mistake or they jump in with something and they're wrong, if they happen to land on your shield, then you can start getting your grabs or your nades out of shield or whatever you'd like. I would say if you can get a sword character to start going for tomahawk grabs, you are now basically open to start jumping at them like this, right? Or for nair or for back air, whatever you want. Or running in and going for an up tilt, dropping shield early and going for an up tilt, right? Up smashing. Most sword characters have either no grab combos or very few grab combos, and they basically all have don't kill. They don't have kill throws either. So, of course, for like Marth and Lucina, they have shield breaker, but anybody else does not have the ability to just break your shield for free. Maybe limit cross slash after like an F smash or something like that, or a backer on your shield that might break your shield. But most sword characters cannot make a living off of getting grabs only. If you can make them believe that they have to start going for grabs or tomahawk grabs or whatever, then the game opens up much more for you. If you just try and hold forwards against them and say, oh, if I get in and do my combo for 60, it's all worth it. It's like, well, they can just forward tilt you and do 12 every single time. So it's not worth running into that. I feel like the entire session has led to the same answer, realistically, which is just playing slower. Combo optimization or move selection optimization, of course, is a pivotal part, and you can do that fast or slow. But as far as making your hits matter as much as they possibly can. So if I get in, let's say if I'm playing against a sword character like Sephiroth, if I get in and I just hit him with a dash attack, it's kind of a waste, right? If I can hit him with something that's going to combo and give me 30 or 40 and then I can run away from him, then I'd rather do that. You're probably not going to get a huge combo on Sephiroth and then just destroy him because he can recover from basically anywhere. If he has one wing angel, he can kill you while recovering. It's not worth trying to deal with, right? You can try and get off stage against him like before he uses his Octo Slash, but even then he can try and suicide and kill both of you, like hit you into the stage. He's gonna die anyways. So it's very, very hard to deal with. You can use your laser a lot more. That's one thing I do for sure against sword characters is try and use laser to cover the ground so they do have to jump in. So if I'm shooting lasers out like a Roy or a Lucina or whatever, if they decide to run and jump over my laser, if they anticipate it incorrectly, I'll stop shooting my laser and then I'll run up and I'll shield. At least in the beginning phases of the game. I'll run up and shield. They land on my shield with either a forward tilt or sorry, a fair or a nair or whatever. If it's Roy, he's probably going to go shield or sorry, fair into down tilt, fair into jab, fair into forward tilt, fair into double-edged dance. Or if he's more experienced, he might go, let's say, fair into like dash away. And if I try and grab him right there, then he'll dash away, turn around side B. I'll have to try and pay attention to those patterns. And as the game goes on, or as the set goes on, I have to memorize all those things, right? We're kind of at a disadvantage as far as not having a disjoint or having the speed, but we do have the combo potential and also the edge guarding. A character like Roy can die at 30 off stage, right? But you have to get him there. So if you know you can fight a character like Roy or Cloud or Ike, and they can die at 30 if you just play your cards right, that means you don't have to go in there and get 50 neutral exchanges in your favor. You can win neutral 4 times. Let's say you get like an up tilt into Nair, something super simple. Then if he jumps high, you catch him here. If he goes low, you can go for a spike. Even if you trade, you try and go for a tech. You can force him super low, right? And this even just scare him, which I've killed Roy's and Clouds before just by going out there like this and not even hitting them. And they go super low because they don't want to get spiked or jump into a fair, and then they gimp themselves. If they don't get scared, let's say they do try and come up with you, then you can just go for a fair like this, and you can make it back, and you're basically chilling. But you have to really try and pressure them off stage. That's the main weakness of sword characters, besides not having a projectile, or mostly not having a projectile. I'll say like Marth and Lucina, the recovery is decent. If they have their jump, they can make it back from anywhere, basically. But if they don't have their jump, they're 100% screwed. Their up B goes like straight up. Here's the thing. Their edge guarding is very good, but edge guarding and recovery is obviously not the same thing, even though it all happens out here. Marth and Lucina in the driver's seat out here, so when they're doing this to you, that's terrifying and terrible when it happens to you. But as far as them trying to recover against you, if they go like this and try and hit you, it's like, okay, sure, you can try and go for that. But if I, like, let's say, jump with you, you go for it, and then go for a fair, you can actually trade with their up B, clank, and still make it back. It's scary, but you can do that. It's just things that you should know about as well. So really pushing your limit, or if you actually chase them out there very deep, this is one thing I do. If I'm fighting against a sword character who I know likes to recover very low, or is really like stretching their recovery as far as they possibly can, then I'm going to jump out there as soon as I knock them off stage and force them to go to the bottom corner of the stage, or go for a mix-up to start going high over top of me with their jump. If they never feel like they have to go high, it's gonna be very hard to catch them down low, because they can go quite low, right? We can go pretty low too. But if they start going high, go like this, catch them with fair, then they're just absolutely dead at like 30 or 40 because they just don't have a jump.
One thing that kind of might be the reason for like the autopiloting and whatnot is like, I don't know, I guess like somewhere in my brain there's not the association between like, okay, this is a video game I'm playing, and then this is like an actual person that I'm playing against. You know what I mean? So like, I don't necessarily think of it like, or like all the time. I have to like consciously think like, okay, he's doing this. He's most likely gonna do this. This is what he's gonna roll in.
Yeah. So you're basically saying you're respecting, I guess. You're not respecting the fact that you're fighting someone who actually thinks that they're fighting you. So you're basically thinking that I'm just a CPU. And not me personally, but like you're fighting a character who could do anything at any given time. So who knows what's going to happen, right? I understand that feeling entirely. When I was trying to learn Call of Duty, it was the same thing. As a low-level player in COD, when you're fighting against other low-level players, it literally is like that. It's like people could be anywhere doing anything because they have zero clue what they're doing. So it's like
literally bots.
100%.
At that point, yeah.
Because it's like, oh, I'm going to just like, I don't know, run through this field and there should be no one around, but there's just a person in a bush with a rocket launcher. It's like, why? Yeah. What are you doing here? You decided to come home from work to get on this game, to sit in the bush in the middle of the open with a rocket launcher to get 1 kill, and now you're going to die right after. Was it worth it? Apparently, yes. So that's the thing. Against better level, if you're playing in a better lobby or better players against better players, that will never happen. You will never have to worry about someone in a corner with a rocket launcher who's been sitting there for the last 15 minutes without their loadout because they're too scared to go get money because they're scared. This will never happen. Like, that's the thing. There's no consistency or structure versus low level players in any game. So if you fight against someone's like, oh, he could just randomly, like, let's say, I don't know, I'm gonna just neutral get up F smash, because why would you not do that? It's like, well, as a high-level player, I would know that if I were to do this into this, if you were to shield that, you could do the exact same thing to me and just kill me, because I'm at the edge of the stage. Whereas if I hit you with the F smash, you're gonna go across the entire stage. Also, F smash on shield is not safe, obviously. So if I were to do that to you, if you're like right here and you did this, or let's say you go down tilt shield, and I go like, let's say neutral get up into F smash, I'm insane, and you just shield that, you can up smash me and kill me, or drop shield and F smash and kill me, whatever you want. But a low-level player literally might do that, right? So for you, you might think, okay, I'm not going to shield up here because they're supposed to be scared, not me. So you start getting a little bit brave, and then you play against some dumb idiot who actually does get up F smash, and then you lose because of that. Yeah, that's a very, like, Unga Bunga is what they call it in Smash.
Yeah.
It's like basically just playing like a caveman. Same thing happens in COD where it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be in this house with bouncing betties and a rocket launcher, and I'm not gonna fight anyone. I'm gonna sit here and wait till someone fights me. Just some stupid mentality like that. It's like, okay, we're playing Call of Duty, not Minecraft. Like, what are you doing? You're just gonna chill in your house the entire game? This makes no sense. As far as fighting against better players, thinking about there being structure, like if I knock you down with a forward tilt and you roll away, you better believe on your goddamn life that I'm paying attention to the fact that you rolled away. When you roll away, don't just think, oh, I escaped the situation. Think, I rolled away. That's one in the bank against me. If the same situation happens again, my opponent's probably going to think that I'm going to roll away. So if I roll away again, I'm either going to get knocked off stage, get dash attacked, back aired, F smashed, something, depending on the percent. And if you roll in and I try to go for a roll away read, you're keeping me honest. Because I can't just do the same brain dead thing over and over again and catch you for doing the same brain dead thing over and over again. If you roll in or do get up attack, let's say I knock you down and sort of push you and you'll forget up attack, say, okay, you're actually paying attention to what's going on. If you're not paying attention to what's going on, they'll roll away again because you'll believe that I'm not good enough to realize that when I went like this last time to catch you for rolling in and you didn't do it and you adjusted and rolled away, I'm not good enough to realize that I have to adjust to what I did. So instead of like doing this, I go like this and I catch you. I guess the idea is keep in mind that you have the ability to influence someone, mold how they're going to play based on how you condition them. Whether or not you're trying to condition somebody or not, everything you do is conditioning. There's not certain moves that condition and other moves that don't. Like if I go like this, if I go into jab and I go for a grab because you're in shield, I'm conditioning you to hold shield for a very long time. If I go like this into jab, let's say I do that whole thing on your shield. If I do that whole thing on your shield and you stay in shield, eventually I'm going to get punished for doing this because you're paying attention. If you're not paying attention, you keep on dropping shield, I'll just keep on doing this. It's super like corny, but it's going to work. I can put on 100 damage just from doing this. But if you start to, let's say, stay in shield, and then you like roll through and you go for like an F smash or a dash grab or a side B to punish me for doing multi-jab, because now I'm just doing this in thin air, then obviously I have to adjust. I'll go like this into a grab, or go like this into one jab into a grab. I'll go like falling up air into a grab or something. Right, and now you can either try and punish me out of before I come down, because if you think I'm going to go like this, you could either just roll out of the way, or if I'm going to come in late like this, you could just fair out a shield first and hit me. But you got to be thinking about these things. Don't just think, oh, okay, well, he's going to jump at me and literally anything could happen. I can go like this one time, I can go like this one time, I can go like this one time, I can go for an empty hop into a grab one time. I can say that at higher levels of play, a player is going to have more mix-ups, and that's how it can feel like anything could happen. But my mix-ups are going to be catered to what you're doing. Right? If I jump in like this, or like this, or like this, or like that all of that loses to shield. So it's not like, I don't know if he's going to nair, fair, back air, up air, or whatever. Like, you don't have to worry about that. You have to worry about, is he going to jump in with an aerial at all? That's what you have to worry about. And if you condition me to start losing to that situation, if I start going for tomahawk grabs, that should be a red flag going off in your head saying, okay, he's adjusted because he's paying attention, because this is a human being player that I'm playing against. Now for yourself, what beats tomahawk grab? Spot dodge, right? Nair out a shield. Catch me before I come down. Like if I just do an empty hop, this is not safe to do because it's not unbeatable. You can just up smash out a shield and I'll jump around up smash. You can even grab tech. We can both grab at the same time and try and get out of the way like that. You can roll away. If you were to do any of those things and have to adjust to that, that's what layering is, or conditioning. That's what conditioning layering exactly is, as far as like you do a move, then I do a move, and go back and forth and keep on getting our, I guess, our progression of our games as refined as possible. And that's how you know a matchup, or that's how you know how to fight a certain player, because you know what the progression is for them. You shouldn't think going into every single game, like if we start a game right here, don't think to yourself, I don't know what my opponent's going to do. We've already played 4 games or 5 games at this point, however many it's been. So to say you have no idea if I'm going to like do landing nair up tilt, that's just not true. You have no idea if I'm going to go, I don't know, like run up, down tilt, dash away, side B. Like you can't say that it's not, that you don't know, or that you would be surprised, I guess. If you are not paying attention, or like you're autopilotting because you're more worried about yourself, and that's a practice thing. That's getting more experience to be able to not have to worry about your own combos and your own spacing, and you're just focusing on what I'm doing, right? And that will come with time as well.